The wicked predator has been sentenced to life in prison for using a power tool to beat a helpless young woman to death inside a converted shipping container before burying her body in Neasden Recreation Ground. The Old Bailey condemned Romanian Neculai Paizan, 64, of Peel Street, Holland Park, to 22 years in prison after the same court found him guilty of killing Agnes Dora Akom. On May 9 of last year, Paizan brutally attacked the 20-year-old inside a container he had converted into a temporary residence on North Acton Road, Brent, striking him at least 20 times over the head with a jigsaw-powered tool. He was accused of dragging her through the mud after Ms. Akom's death as a result of his lies about her, in which he falsely claimed she was a sex worker and that she had poisoned him with iced coffee. Ms. Akom's family, who had watched the trial via videolink from Hungary, accused him of doing this after the verdict. As he sentenced Paizan to life in prison with a minimum term of 22 years, Judge Richard Marks QC stated that Paizan had exhibited no remorse. The CCTV evidence proved that only the two of you arrived at and left the containers, despite your repeated claims in testimony before the jury that you hadn't touched her or caused any of her head injuries. It is evident from your extensive testimony that you continue to be in a total denial about what you did during the violent rage that claimed the life of that young girl at the age of 20. These were shocking examples of your evil. Due to the nature of his crime, Paizan had been attacked 3 times while incarcerated and was currently being confined in isolation. The court heard mitigating evidence suggesting he was likely to pass away in jail. Throughout the trial, the jury observed CCTV evidence of Paizan somberly washing his hands and face before placing her body inside a bag in the trunk of his car. He was observed on surveillance the following day as he drove her to Neasden Recreation Ground, where he used a wheelie bin to drive her to a wooded area where he buried her behind a heap of logs and twigs. In the days that followed, Paizan made 5 trips to the park to retrieve the body, while announcing to his son that he intended to return to Romania. Ms. Akom, a coffin maker from Hungary who lived in Cricklewood with her worried lover, reported her missing. Police sniffer dogs found her poorly decayed body on June 14 of last year, 1 week before her 21st birthday, with her skull in a black plastic bag. The judge commended the Metropolitan Police investigators for their nothing short of outstanding work in locating and apprehending Paizan, without which the defendant would have been tracked down and brought to justice. He remarked, "This was top-notch police work and they should be really pleased of themselves." In the year leading up to the murder, Paizan had 54 meetings with Ms. Akom, and the jury was given pictures of her that he had taken while she was partially clothed, the court heard. Ms. Akom's mother stated in a victim impact statement that her daughter and her partner Peter Leonard had emigrated to Britain from Hungary in search of a fresh life. When reading the young couple's statement, the prosecutor, J. Callum QC, stated that the defendant's acts had completely obliterated their hopes. Due to their youth and lack of money, the couple experienced difficulties after relocating to Britain, as Mr. Leonard detailed in his testimony. "I have had to hear Paizan say Agnes slept with 15 or 20 people a day. These are incredibly terrible words," he said, describing how Paizan's lies to the jury added to his suffering. "These things weren't done by her. She wasn't a prostitution client. She served as my best friend, companion, and love. He took advantage of her weaknesses and knew it. Rest in peace Agnes Dora Akom."